One of my favorite offensive line rookies from this past 2024 cycle was the Baltimore Ravens second-round pick tackle out of Washington, Rosengarten. And Rosengarten was able to step into the starting right tackle role a few weeks into the season, and his progress was evident throughout the year as he just continued to get better and better as the season went on. And that culminated here in the Ravens wild card victory over the Steelers. And we're just going to watch a couple of Rosengarten's reps on the backside of zone schemes here to show some of the things he was able to put on tape at the end of the year, which were pretty impressive. So we're going to start off. Ravens are working a mid-zone, looks like a mid-zone read here. We'll focus in on Rosengarten and Falele. They have a backside B working to number 41, but watch what ends up happening here and how this rep plays out. This is a great rep by Falele too. So Falele starts with a strong backside hand, and Rosengarten's able to replace up into that space and drive the defensive lineman, I believe it's number 99, on that angle there. And they get so much movement there that Patrick Queen kind of gets stuck and falls and starts to fold backside as well, which ends up working out great for the Ravens. But this is just a great rep out of these two. Rosengarten getting up, replacing space, and moving 99 on that angle, opening up a big hole for Derrick Henry to run through. All right, very next play of the game. Ravens switch it up a bit with Derrick Henry receiving the direct snap here. They also incorporate a fly motion, which causes the linebackers to lag fit heavily here, playing the backside of the play, which works out great for the Ravens. Let's focus in here on Rosengarten. He's got a 4-eye here. His only responsibility is to cut off this 4-eye and keep him from staying play side and making the play. And Rosengarten has a great rep here. It starts with his initial first step. It's really strong, gets him in a great position. He's able to capture that play side shoulder with his play side hand, and then he rips through. Great technique here by ripping through with his backside arm and putting himself in a great position to get the reach completed and box him out from the play. Derrick Henry, always dangerous in space, works up the field, big stiff arm, big gain for the Ravens, big win, which it would end up being for the Ravens as well. All right, let's transition to a little pass pro out of Rosengarten here. This is his first true one-on-one rep against TJ. It's 1st and 10, late in the first quarter. TJ's probably about 2 men removed. He's fairly wide on this play here, so Rosengarten's got a little space to cover off his initial set. The first thing you notice is that he beats TJ off the ball. Watch that. Beats him off the ball and wins to the spot, giving TJ not a lot of options. So TJ decides to try to go through him. And watch the outside hand placement by Rosengarten. Great initial strike with his outside hand, and then is able to get a strong fit, then refit and anchor. Just a good rep against TJ Watt, one of the premier pass rushers in the NFL. Great anchor, great hands, great at getting to the spot here and finishing the rep against TJ. Lamar makes a big play, does what he does, makes a big play down the field to Likely. All right, here Rosengarten draws another true one-on-one assignment against TJ Watt. TJ is pretty wide. Again, Rosengarten goes for a bit of a jump set, which I think TJ reads as a bit of an overset and tries to work the spin. But what's great about Rosengarten's rep here is his ability to redirect and work back inside and get in front of TJ. They always coach you up not to drop your inside hip, but to drop your inside foot to redirect. Rosengarten does a great job of that here, gets back in a good position, and gives Lamar some time to roll out and make a big play down the field, which Lamar usually does, and he finds Eagles legend Nelson Aguilar across the middle of the field for a big gain. And here's what I believe to be Rosengarten's best rep against TJ Watt all night. The first thing I want you to notice is how much ground he has to cover on his initial set. His outside foot here is just past about the 7-yard line. Look where he ends up making contact with TJ. His outside foot is around the 11 to 12-yard line. That's a lot of ground that Rosengarten's able to cover, and I think that one of his premier skills is his ability and the speed of his set to be able to cover that much ground, as well as his ability to stay balanced throughout his strike and adjust to whatever the pass rusher gives him at that point. So he covers a lot of ground here in his set, is able to get a strong punch off on TJ and deflect him enough up the field. Let's see where Lamar's throwing this ball from. About the 15-yard line is his launch point here, and let's look where TJ ends up at the top of his rush, all the way at about the 13 or 14, or I guess that would be the 18 or 19-yard line. So giving Lamar plenty of time, and then watch Rosengarten's finish here on TJ as well. So all in all, a great rep, getting off the ball, getting to his spot, and then adjusting to TJ Watt, who's one of the best pass rushers in the NFL over the last while. He's one of the best. So great rep out of Rosengarten here, giving Lamar plenty of time, and Lamar's able to do Lamar things, and touchdown Ravens. Alrighty, next play here. The Ravens are essentially working a 5-for-5 man protection here. Falele and Rosengarten are working to a 3 and a 9 technique surface here, but they're gonna get a ET here from TJ Watt and 99 of the Steelers. TJ is going to be the penetrator, and then 99 is going to work over the top of them. And the number one rule against a penetrator is to pass it in front of the person you're working with. So in this case, the tackle would pass TJ Watt in front of the guard. And Rosengarten does a great job here. He gets a little chip help from Isaiah likely, but not too much. 2 quick sets to get himself to the spot. TJ shows that he's going to try and pick the shoulder of the guard here, and Rosengarten does a great job. We talked about it before, dropping his inside foot but not his inside hip, and he's able to get good contact on TJ and pass him in front of Falele. That's a great rep out of Rosengarten here. And then the next step of passing off a twist like that is getting depth for the looper. So Rosengarten gets depth, fits it up, and is able to anchor, giving Lamar just plenty of time on this rep here to make a big play on the sideline to Justice Hill. Another great rep out of Rosengarten against TJ Watt and the Steelers in the wildcard round. Lamar makes a good throw to the sideline. All right, last one. The sideline angle catches this better, but it was really fun to see this on film. It was kind of a staple of Rosengarten's game in his time at Washington, and it's really fun to see it show up against a premier talent like TJ Watt and at the NFL level. But the Ravens are running a zone type of play action, and the run action catches TJ's eyes. He's looking in the backfield here, doesn't notice his punch didn't land on Rosengarten, and immediately gets snatched down. Like I said, this was all over the Washington film before Rosengarten was in the NFL, and then being able to do that to a talent the caliber of TJ Watt, it's fun to see, and another great rep out of Rosengarten, and he had a great game against the Steelers in the wild card round, and it was fun to watch.